Hi, it's Rachel Hacker again, and I am talking about my Who is Afraid of the Kingma System Flute series. I started with 3 interviews about a month ago, and they went over really well, so I've expanded it into more amazing Kingma System players. So today I have Wissam Boustany, and he is going to talk about what he does with the Kingma System Flute. So tell us a little about yourself.
Okay, well, I think it's interesting to know that I remember meeting Eva at a French convention, and she was showing her flutes with her big, energetic, strong eyes. And I looked at the flute. This is going back 25 years probably. I looked at the flute and said, "What the hell? I don't know where to start with this."
Yeah.
And that was pretty much the end of my first encounter with Eva. I had been playing on a nickel-silver librette with a Louis Lot nickel head joint for 20 years.
Wow.
And as much as I loved the instrument, it was falling apart. And I came to the decision when I was about 40 that I would move on. And I thought, what do I move on? I'm a fairly traditional player. I play a lot of romantic music, but I'm also keen on contemporary music, not to the extent of Matthias or Robert, or maybe even Carla. I would consider myself more of a recitalist who has a keen interest in contemporary music, but is very much centered in the romantic traditional repertoire.
Yeah.
I do have an Arabic background.
Okay.
And I do have the quarter tone in my ear as something that's not an accident. That's not. It's more fundamentally ingrained in my psyche, if you like. So I thought, what flute can I fall in love with that I can grow into over many years? Because until then, I was someone who did not believe in changing flutes. I believed in discovering the soul of an instrument and seeing it through until the last possible moment. And I thought, well, it seems to me that the Kingma system is an obvious one for me, made by Brennan at the time. I believed in the scale of the Brennan scale, the workmanship of the flute. But I didn't want the head joint from Brennan. Mm-hmm. So I decided whatever flute I get, I'll keep my Louis Lot.
Okay.
And I'll expand into the quarter tone flute. I know a lot of us are now kind of slightly worried about the branding of quarter tone on a system that actually facilitates a hell of a lot more than just that.
Agreed.
But, we do live in a society that loves putting things in boxes, don't we?
Yes, absolutely.
And we have to learn to live with it and counter it to a certain extent. And anyway, so again, I was not going I wasn't prepared to order an instrument before I'd have a chance to try it properly. So I said, I'm interested in ordering a flute, but I will not do so until Brandon can send me a flute for a month.
Okay.
So I insisted on that. And I was very lucky. I think at the time they had 2 or 3 available. It was still very early days in their manufacture of the flutes. I'm talking about the year 2000. Mm-hmm. So that's 16 years ago.
Yeah.
They had started making them, but so they sent it to me, and I played it at home. I played it in concerts. And first and foremost, I played it like a normal flute. In fact, yes, I played it like a normal flute. I played it, in fact, the second day after I got it in a concert. Traditional repertoire. And established in my mind that that's a flute that responds in the way I expect it to, with my head joint in it. I was happy with it. So I decided to take the plunge and ordered it, and had some feedback on the design with them about a couple of months before it was finished, about 9 months later. And I've had that flute since then. So that's the background.
Okay.
What else do you want to know at this point?
I think that was really interesting, going back to the Arabic music. For me, it was Carnatic music, and I saw a lot of potential in my quarter tones with that and using the division of the scale and things like that. So maybe talk more about that background, because I think world music and Kingma System is maybe one of the more underrated areas of how to use Kingma System that we've talked about.
Well, I have a great fascination for what's dubbed the quarter tone. First of all, I don't think you could measure it in exact symmetrical terms like that. I mean, you're bending notes from anything from almost nothing to over a quarter and beyond, and depending on the color that you're wanting and the tension you want against the other notes that you're playing.
Absolutely.
What's fascinated me, in fact, it is at the root of the second